Hey, what's up, anime watchers, anime fans, anime gods, anime. Love and belonging are part of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This pyramid was created based on Abraham Maslow's view of what humans need in order to grow and finally meet self-actualizations. Once one's psychological needs such as breathing, water, food, etc., shelter, and the feeling of security and safety are met, a person needs to feel love and belonging in order to grow. The need to love in a romantic sense comes from the animal instinct that we need to procreate and keep our race alive. It's primary feelings of love that prompt parents to care for their children. You see, human children have not evolved to be self-sufficient, so if their parents abandoned them, they would not survive, and if human children didn't survive, the species would die out. It was discovered that children who grew up in orphanages, who were only fed and cleaned, and who did not receive love and affection, showed severe developmental and cognitive delays and even permanent damage to the brain. Okay, so enough shit about love, alright. Romance anime are usually based on achieving love. Achieving love between yourself and someone else on a sexually reproductive level can be difficult. You have to be compatible with the other human being, adjust according to your needs, their lifestyle, blah blah blah, to make sustainable love between yourself and them. And this is why many people watch romance anime. Many anime watchers, and especially the new ones, usually don't tap into the realm of romance anime because for them, anime only consists of battle adventure shonen anime manga. One of the main reasons why people watch anime is to embark on a journey with the main character and not what they will achieve finally in the end. And even romance animes are capable of doing exactly that. Romance animes are usually paired with high school and comedy because only watching standalone romance and no other elements can be really boring. This brings me to a common misconception that only lonely teenagers and unsatisfied souls watch romance anime. And I'm not talking about shows like High School DD or Trinity 7. Harem and ecchi elements are often paired with romance genre, and anime like that usually have no depth. All that happens in these anime is the sole focus is the main male character who was previously a loner, and in this new setting he has all the harem he wants. The female characters are used only for fan service and they have no real character in them aside from liking the main protagonist and showing them their tits. The romance anime I am telling you all to watch are certain good shows in which the two characters genuinely fall in love with each other and how they overcome challenges or go out of their way to do something for their love interest or confess to them. These romance animes are a journey in itself. It does not always happen that both the characters just love each other. Many a times it's one-sided and the other character doesn't have an interest at the start. Or both characters were not even aware of each other's existence until they met each other somehow because of a common interest, or they were just put in a scenario where they have to meet one another on a daily basis. And after a while, they do realize that they in fact like each other, as if they complement each other, and we as audience seem to think how could the character get through with his or her life if they had never met them. A good example of this would be Lovely Complex and Toradora. How it goes in Toradora is we have a guy named Ryugi Takasu who likes to do housework, and on the other hand we have this short girl named Taiga who is a really short-tempered and feisty personality, a complete opposite of how she looks. They somehow cross paths and then begins the journey. Watching Toradora, you may realize in the end that how was Taiga supposed to get through her life if she never met Ryuji. Their journey was never a perfect journey. In fact, they helped each other pursue their crushes. They of course had their differences, but they still managed to do what they did. And isn't it how it happens in real life? You don't just love someone just by looking at them once. You start feeling towards them when you spend time with each other, and along the way you find that your life has improved because of them and how you never would have fallen in love for the person at first glance. Romance anime is not just two people falling in love and they get happy. It's much more than that. Taking one of the most famous romance anime, Clannad, first introduces the characters, they establish the traits and issues of these characters, and then they move on with the romance part. Interesting characters are the core of a romance anime. Anime like Sakura Souno Pet na Kanojo or even Kimi ni Todoke for that matter has likable characters, and being in love doesn't only affect the lives of the couple but also affects the ones around them. These characters also influence many of the major decisions in the plot. Even Honey and Clover does this nicely. It has these three boys who live together and attend an art school, and one day they met this little girl named Yuga. Over time, two of them fall in love with her, but one stays quiet and the other one, let's say he has his ways. But then we come to know that this third guy is interested in someone who is like a widowed wife. And then this girl becomes best friends with Yuga. It's just a whole big love triangle thingy going on. Everyone studying, graduating and trying to get jobs. And it's a really beautiful show because all these characters have their goals and aspirations and how they encounter romance in their way of graduating and finding jobs. There are some problems that many common anime suffer from. The first being the love interest not having depth, and the second having really obscene and unlikely scenarios to the point that you can't relate with the anime anymore. Well, again, the second can be subjective because the reason many people watch anime and not some drama or movie is because of its surreal aspect, and it's something you can only feel through anime. But having reality in the show makes it easier for people to resonate with the characters and feel with them on an emotional level. And this is where Clannad After Story shines, because it really shows how couples start facing problems in real life when they grow up and still manage to be with each other. Removing the high school aspect out sometimes makes the anime a lot more mature and sensible. Examples of these would be I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying and Spice and Wolf. Even Golden Time for that matter. I Can Understand What My Husband Is Saying has a married couple whose personality really differ, but both adjust and at the end of the day find ways to still make each other happy and keep their love alive. Talking about the other topic of characters not having depth, many a times it happens that a character seems to only care about the protagonist and doesn't seem to have anything in their lives except that. Like in Golden Time, for the majority of the plot, Kaga Koko acts like she only needs love in her life and nothing else. This is the same reason I was kind of disappointed with Ore Monogatari, because Rinko, who is the girlfriend of our protagonist, only seems to have his interest in mind and their relationship goes smoothly for the whole season without any conflicts, and it does feel a bit unrealistic. And because of many anime ending when the characters start dating, we don't get to watch what problems they face when they are together, because let's face it, relationship is always full of compromises. While on the other hand, you have animes like Your Line April, in which this boy, who is already a professional pianist, has a tragic incident with him which threatens his career. But a girl comes along who also wants to be a successful violinist, and she starts uplifting him and they fall in love with each other, even though having their fair share of obstacles in the way. In this, both the characters have their own goals and aspirations, and pursuing that, they fall in love. This makes the characters much more real and likable and relatable. There are some more reasons, but all I'm saying is at least you should give a nice romance anime series of your liking a shot and then decide for yourself how this genre is. And trust me, there is a romance anime for everyone. If you are more on the fantasy side of things, you can go ahead and watch the Monogatari series. If only real romance anime seems boring to you, you can watch Oregairu and Nisekoi, both of which have amazing comedy, and many of my favorite animes are rom-coms. So other than that, I think that's all, and thank you for watching.